Good afternoon. It's Friday the 13th of October. I'm Oliver Schaefer and this is the news at 4:30. Plans for a £17 million leisure development in Huddersfield's Kingsgate Centre have been submitted. The plans will span over 4 floors, including 6 themed restaurants, as well as a 22,000 square foot multi-screen cinema. The development is expected to start in late 2016 and aims to open in the summer of 2018. The scheme also involves replacing 3 current shops and will create up to 150 jobs. A Huddersfield man has been sentenced to 15 years in prison after sexually abusing a young girl when he was a teenager. Nathan Wild, who is now 23, had committed a regime of sexual abuse against the young girl. He was found guilty by a jury at Leeds Crown Court on 4 charges of oral rape. Miss Justice Russell, speaking to the Examiner, said he had shown no remorse and taken no responsibility for his actions. Edward McGrath, a 55-year-old man from Lindley, has been jailed for almost 40 years after committing serious sex offences against a schoolboy. McGrath was a teenager when he abused the 10-year-old at a home in Huddersfield. He has been found guilty of 3 charges of indecent assault and another of serious sexual assault. Robin Fries, representing McGrath, said, "This was very serious, but it was a one-off piece of immature sexual experimentation which has caused real harm." Vandals have graffitied slogans and names on pillars and walls on the Cloth Hall in Ravensnall Park. Remaining parts of the famous hall in Huddersfield date back more than 250 years. The structure, which included the clock tower, was the work of Sir John Ramsden and further developed by his son. The vandalism has caused many people to feel angry and disappointed in the local community. We asked a park visitor her opinion.
I think the graffiti on the wall is inappropriate for kids my age, and it just looks a mess and it ruins the atmosphere of the museum.
Huddersfield's traffic jams are slowing down and getting worse. The statistics released today by the Department for Transport show that the average speed on West Yorkshire's A roads during rush hour was 21.1% miles per hour in the year to September 2015. That's a decrease of 0.6 miles per hour. However, some roads have been affected far more radically, with some commutes increasing by over a fifth of their normal journey time. Huddersfield Fire Brigade are doing their bit to raise money for children in need. They've been approaching commuters whilst in their cars at the traffic lights by the junction on Manchester Road in an attempt to get the public digging deep into their pockets. The firemen have been enjoying the lively atmosphere since 6 a.m. this morning. However, the fire service wanted to let the public know that responding to emergency calls was still their greatest and first priority.
Quite a few here are on duty, but there are off-duty people who will be coming in, covering over dinner times and stuff. So if there is a fire call, we will be turning straight out. But there are some people here to keep on the collecting if we do get turned out.
New plans have been put in place to transform the old Kirklees College site. There are talks for Lidl to take on a large slice of the abandoned college on New North Road, and it is thought that there will be public proposals this month, with hopes that the plans will get the green light in 2016. Mark Sexton from Widget Construction Group, who bought the land last year, told the Examiner, "We hope to be able to make an announcement in the coming weeks when we will be consulting with the local community on how this important site should be regenerated." A 15-year-old schoolgirl who went missing was located safe and sound yesterday, police officials say. Leonie Samuda from Huddersfield was reporting missing from last Thursday. Many sightings were reported of her in Leeds city centre, including the Trinity Shopping Centre last Friday. The police would like to thank the public and the media for their assistance in the appeal. Over 1,800 food hygiene warnings were sent out to food businesses in Kirklees and Calderdale areas last year. Food Standard Agency's figures show that 1 in 4 premises across the UK have been told to clean up their act. The food businesses that have been hit with these checks and received low ratings include Chicken Express and Royshuk Enterprise. Huddersfield is counting down to Christmas. The huge Christmas tree has been put up in St George's Square and is currently being decorated awaiting tomorrow's big switch on. Although the lights have been up since October, they'll be switched on tomorrow at 6:10. The council are preparing for a large turnout, particularly of families with children, due to CBeebies stars Joe and Andy, who will be doing the honours. Sport now, and the Huddersfield Rugby Union team will play Chester at Lockwood Park tomorrow in the SSE North Division 2 League. Huddersfield will be looking to improve on a poor run of form which has resulted in 3 losses in their last 4 games, leaving them in 14th position. In boxing, Huddersfield-born Tyrone Nurse is preparing for his British light welterweight title fight against Chris Jenkins a week tomorrow. The bout is a rematch after a clash between the pair ended in a stalemate, and a big crowd is expected for the fight at the Manchester Arena. Finally, the Yorkshire Jets netball team will open their pre-season campaign against Team Northumbria at the University of Huddersfield this weekend. Locals are being invited to head down and watch the match, which starts at 6:30 on Saturday evening. The Yorkshire Jets will be hoping to get off to a good start this campaign and will look to improve on a third-place finish in the league last season. It's been a wet and windy day with some sunny intervals. There is a risk of thunder throughout tonight with larger spells of rain. Tomorrow will start dry but cloudy. However, rain will leave the afternoon wet with some strong winds. And Saturday will be wet and windy with some possible flooding. The Met Office has released an amber weather warning for the large amounts of rain that are expected this weekend. And finally, on a lighter note, it's Friday the 13th, so prepare yourself for what is said to be the unluckiest day of the year. There are many mythological reasons as to why today is considered a superstitious time. There's even a horror franchise named after it. We asked the people in Huddersfield whether they thought Friday the 13th was unlucky or not.
Obviously everything's superstitious, so when you see people coming out at world in the morning, you wonder what's wrong, ain't you, sir?
I don't believe in anything superstitious.
I believe in Friday the 13th when something bad happens, and then you're like, oh yeah, Friday the 13th. But usually it's just a normal day.
That's all from me for now. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a very good afternoon. For more information on these stories, visit our website at mhm.hud.ac.uk.